Hi there folks, and welcome to the What Solutions for this week's The Daily Rigour, issue number 221. Okay, so in our first story, X marks the spot for Tuesday's date. So we're saying that last Tuesday the date could be written as XX/X/XX. And what we want you to do first of all is to write down the date from last Tuesday in the form DD/MM/YY. Well, if we count back, so today of course is Sunday, so Saturday would be the 25th, Friday would be the 24th, so on and so forth. What you would have found is that Tuesday would have been the 20th, and then of the month, so of course October would be /10, and then the year of course is 2020, so when it's in this form we just take the last two digits of the date, so it's going to be 20/10/20. So do we know why this date can be written in the format XX/X/XX? Well, that's because X is 10 in Roman numerals and XX is 20. So well done if you managed to get that one. Now, part C, can you explain why when signing important documents it's a bad idea to use this format? Well, that's because it can be easily altered. So for example, if you look at this date, all you have to do is just add on two digits at the end there, and it looks like that document would be signed the 20th of the 10th, 2001. In fact, a whole 19 years before it actually was signed. Obviously, if a forger was doing that, they wouldn't be doing something like using a different coloured pen. So something to bear in mind. So into a sports story. I mean, it's not really sport, it's politics, it's humanity, it's whatever we want to say it is. But Marcus Rashford, with his wonderful campaign to extend free school meals over the holidays, so it was dealt a blow after MPs voted against the measure. So how many MPs voted for the measure? Well, it's 61 less than the MPs that voted against it. So we just take the 61 away from 322 to get 261. So how many MPs voted altogether? Well, it's the ones that didn't add the ones that did. So that comes to 583 voters. And I'd just like the opportunity to say that that's absolutely shameful from the MPs. I'll not say any more than that, other than well done Marcus for that wonderful campaign. Okay, so on to our other story, our next story. So it's a savings hack where you have envelopes numbered 1 to 100. You draw out 4 a week for 25 weeks, and whatever numbers you draw out, you have to save that amount. So what's the minimum amount that could be selected at random in a week to be saved? Well, it's going to be the four smallest numbers, isn't it? So it's going to be 1, add 2, add 3, add 4, which comes to £10 altogether. Now that seems doable, but when you actually look at the maximum amount, you'll see that maybe this savings hack isn't all it's cracked up to be. Here we'll choose the four biggest, so I'll do it in reverse order. So 100's the biggest number you could draw out, plus 99, plus 98, plus 97, which comes to £394. Now I don't know about you, but I certainly don't have that money sitting down the back of my couch. So that's maybe where the savings plan falls in its head. The carrot though is to dangle in front of you is how much you could actually save if you complete the challenge. So 100 envelopes. So what you could do the long way is you could add up the numbers 1 to 100, but the problem is that would take ages. Surely there must be a quick way to calculate this. Well, there is, thanks to mathematics. There's something called the summation formula. So the summation formula S of n, so that means the sum of numbers up to the nth number would be n multiplied by n plus 1 divided by 2. So that means if you were adding up the numbers from 1 to 100, so the sum to 100 would be 100 times by 100 plus 1 divided by 2. And now that might seem a wee bit complicated, but now that we've done it, it's really straightforward to calculate. So we do the bracket first, which is 101, and then we do 100 times 101, which comes to 10,100. We've still got to divide that by 2, so that'd be £5,050 saved. What a nifty way of completing a calculation. Okay, our last story. So there's rumours about No Time to Die, the latest James Bond film, going straight to streaming. But a fact was uncovered from the filming of it, where 8,400 gallons of coke were made to make the streets less slippery for a motorbike stunt. So how many cans of cola would be needed to make filming locations less slippery? So we need to try and change this 8,400 gallons into millilitres so we can compare the quantities. So we can change gallons to litres first of all by multiplying by 4.546. And there's 1,000 millilitres in every litre, so we can multiply that by 1,000 to get an answer of 38,186,400 millilitres. We now need to figure out how many times 300 goes into that. So that'll be a divide. So we get this figure here. Now, of course, because we're talking about how many cans of cola would be needed, this figure here basically says 115,716 and a bit cans. So to get all the Coke we need, we're going to need this bit as well. So it doesn't actually strictly follow conventional rounding rules. We've got to round up for the context of the question. The answer is 115,717 cans, and I hope they recycled every single one of them. Anyway, folks, there you have it, our word solutions for this week's Daily Rigour. We hope you enjoyed solving these problems. Stay tuned for next week's edition, when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.